Brian Barlow is he's the guy who, on the Facebook page, it says they pay $100 for videos of enraged adults who are verbally abusing or making fools of themselves at sporting events and abusing referees. He's been all over the media this week. Brian, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, good morning, guys. We're just looking to make change, man. We're trying to give the sport back to the kids. What a novel idea, right?
Oh, right. I mean, who'd have thunk it? So you are a referee yourself, right?
That is correct. Yeah, I've been refereeing for about 14 years. Ref at a pretty high level. This is more of a youth referee initiative. We're just trying to, youth referees have a tough time controlling a game as it is. They're learning just like the players are learning. And so, it's very intimidating for a youth referee whenever all the parents around the pitch, the coaches, the players, everyone's screaming and yelling, and the players feed off the parents, and sometimes the parents feed off the coaches. And it just makes for a chaotic thing that kids don't know how to manage, Yeah,
and the kids, there's that one video on your website where you look, you're paying attention to the fighting going on, and the fathers are in there, and it just looks like a big regnet fest of everybody punching each other. And all of a sudden, there's a little girl that on the softball team that goes over to try to pull her father away, and she's crying. That's the heartbreaking sight on these videos.
Listen, at what point did we put the kids in the role as being the parent?
Yeah,
and
I know.
At what point did we make that okay?
I know.
So, and listen, so all these clubs and organizations and all these different youth sports, they know there's a major issue. And what's a shame is no one's doing anything about it. No one's putting their best foot forward. We all watch it. We all say, hey, there's a no-tolerance policy, or that's unacceptable. But what are we doing about it?
Yeah.
So, listen, I'm holding people accountable. I'm asking people, hey, if you catch this kind of stuff, we want you to record it. If we post it on my Facebook page on Offside, we'll give you $100. And, yeah, there's a potential that 250,000 people are going to see you. You're going to be embarrassed. And you know what? For good reason. Don't act like that.
These guys take this stuff, so that's awesome that you pay.
Yeah,
and you are making change. I heard a story once where the coach, after he's just berating these kids and screaming at them and calling them names, and told them that I'm going to be a major league manager someday. I have aspirations. And I felt like saying, listen, you're 46 years old. You better hurry up.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is Little League.
And that's
right.
I mean, everybody's got to just step back and say, this isn't worth all this.
Well, and it's a good point, too. So, you watch professional sports, even the high school level. Yeah, you'll say, come on, ref, or boo, but it doesn't get to the level of youth sports, which is, I think, is a huge point to make. Why is it?
Why is it youth sports? It seems like it's more in a youth setting.
Well, you know what I think it is? I think it's that society of validation. Like we want to show that picture of the trophy. We want to show that picture of winning the championship at the end of the weekend. We want to post that picture. Hey, look at me. Look at my kid. Look what I spawned out of my body.
Yeah.
We're champions, and we live vicariously through our kids.
Yeah.
Can I just want to piggyback on that, and I think you're 100% right. But I said this yesterday, and I do think there's some truth to this. There's the element of, you ever watched the Little League World Series? And the kids that lose are bawling on the sideline.
Yeah,
They're crying their eyes out. They're devastated. I do think there is some level of being a parent, and you don't want to see your kid devastated from the loss. So you're like, you're always on the up to be fair to your kid, and my kid's getting chipped, and I don't, So.
And Brian ultimately losing control, right?
Yeah. And you know what? Let me just say this: the way that your child performs on a soccer field or a baseball field or a volleyball court or a basketball court is not indicative to the type of parent you are.
Right.
And I think we have to step back. We are taking the innocence away from the youth sporting events, where these sporting events are supposed to be teaching our children that when you don't get the whistle that you want, sometimes you have to play on. When you get knocked down, guess what? Sometimes we need to yell, get back up instead of, hey, that's a foul.
Right.
It's just ridiculous what we're teaching. We're reversing what sports is supposed to teach our children. And, I'll tell you what, my dad and my coach would have kicked my butt had I ever spoke the way some of these parents speak to officials. If I'd ever spoke like that, they'd have pulled me off. My dad would have walked around the field, pulled me off, and whipped my butt right there.
Yeah.
We need to get back to more of that, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think you got to be this is about you're molding young minds here. And the example that it's what's the worst thing you ever saw?
Oh man, I've seen grandfathers go fisticuffs. I've seen a pool of parents surround a 13 or 14-year-old referee and tell them how bad they suck. I mean, it's terrible.
And the website, you have stoprefabuse.com, but and on Facebook as well. You can search it on Facebook as well, right?
Yeah, it's under Your Offside on Facebook. We're hammering parents day in and day out. We call them cheeseburgers. We say, hey, anybody can make a decision while sitting under the shade. No pressure of being right or wrong. Watching the game, it takes a different person to be an official and put themselves under the spotlight, under the pressure.
Yeah.
So I'm the ref that yells back at you. I just do it through Facebook. So, hey guys, I got to get. Thank you guys so much for inviting me to your show.
Thanks so much, Brian. We'll do this again. Thank you.
Good luck, man.
Thanks for what you're doing.
Absolutely.
I think you're going to need it.
Let me tell you something. He's got to go because he's all over the national media right now.
Yeah.
Who grabbed it? You got him? Nice job, Angela. Very nice. He was on Good Morning America this week, the Today Show. The New York Times did a story on him, and now everybody's got him. And he's he squeezed us in, and that was really cool.
I have lost dozens of baseball games, and I've got great parents. He was talking about how that doesn't represent your parents.
Right.
Yeah, I was terrible at sports. I think my mother used to applaud when I did poorly. She's like, "That's my boy."
Actually, you know how everybody says, "That's my boy"? They're like, "That's not ours. It's not our kid."
I don't know him.
Who brought that kid?
Yeah, he stinks.
Well, my self-esteem just dropped a little bit.
Listen,
Those are my role models.
It was pretty low when you came in here, let's be honest.
Your problem is we're your role models.
I've had the opportunity to experience success, so your kids having success, and I've had the opportunity to experience when your kids weren't successful. And it is painful to watch when they're not. It is.
Well, I come from the generation where it is like the AYSO, everyone gets a trophy, and a lot of my friends are all like, no, we shouldn't all win. Like, there's no point.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be no child left behind. If you don't have the grades and you can't succeed, why are we letting you walk across the stage? It's just because we don't want you in the school anymore.
Yeah, and I
don't want to deal with it.
My opinion on that whole thing is a little different. I think it's a great little statement to say that kids are being brought up where everybody gets a trophy, but it really isn't the case.
No, not always.
Because when you get to a certain level, you better work your tail off. You're going to lose, and you're not going to get a trophy. But man, it does hurt when you see your kid being beaten up, or if it's a wrestling match, in pain, or like that one. There's one video on the guy's website that shows kid, really screaming to get out of there. Now, the referee should have stopped that match.
Yeah, it was a youth wrestling match.
Yeah, and he didn't, and the father got mad. And I guess on that one, I side a little more with the father than I do with the referee, but I've seen some really terrible stuff. And, you want your kid to succeed. It's an awesome feeling. You feel stinking awesome when your kid goes out there and pins somebody or pitches a great game. You feel awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they lose. That's awful. But hey, you gotta deal with it, right?
And they lose.
And
it's the ref's fault, and you're not going to take it anymore.
And I'm on the mat, screaming. No, you can't. You got to remain in control. And while it's great to live through your kids, there comes a certain point where, wow. Gene is on the line. Oh, this is interesting. Gene's from Utica, is an ex-referee for wrestling matches that I was actually at. Okay, Gene, what did I do?
Oh, man.
No, I was a referee for basketball.
Oh, for basketball.
37 years. And your son used to play at Little Falls, correct?
That is correct. He played. He moved to wrestling in his freshman year, but yes. Was this? Are you talking about a game at the Y?
No.
Okay.
I was. This is a good call.
Okay.
I remember you because you look just like your son. You look like you.
I feel bad for him. Yeah. All right.
So you'd come into the gym, you'd stand at the far end of the gym.
Yep.
And you're always a gentleman, no matter win, lose, or draw. You weren't yelling at anybody. Hey, look at me. I'm Bill Keeler. I'm the man over here.
Yeah.
You just kind of stayed by yourself and let your son play. If you got fouled, you got fouled. If you won, you won. You lost, you lost. And I always respected that.
Well, I appreciate that. And it's you wanted. It is true. We're trying to set examples for our kids, right?
Oh, and you know what? I've learned over all those years, the kids aren't generally bad. They go with the flow.
Yeah.
Parents,
Yeah.
they listen to the parents screaming in the stands, and they kind of follow the parents and the coaches too. Their little trail.
Yeah.
The coaches and the parents are good. The kids are good.
Yeah.
It's the parents and the coaches who make them crazy.
It does. It can get so emotional, so out of hand, and
I feel like
I give you all the credit in the world for being able to ref. That's not
seriously.
It's not an easy job, Gene. So, but I appreciate that call. Thank you so much.
Okay, have a good day.
All right, you too.
And I feel like, too, a lot of that where the parents are getting, loud and screaming is a show for the other parents. Like, oh, I'm going to tell that ref.
Yeah.
He's not going to do that to our kids or our team.
That Andrew, he doesn't tolerate bad calls on the field.
That's right.
I thought he was calling in about an incident because I was involved in an incident that happened during a AYSO game. And,
you lost your cool?
I did. I was in the stands, and my son, who was pretty good in basketball at the time, and he was probably 5th or 6th grade. One's AYSO.
Wait, AYSO soccer.
Not AYSO. It was the
CYO.
CYO,
yeah.
Basketball. So he gets called for a foul. He takes the basketball and just whips it into the court.
Oh boy!
I went outside my body. I don't know what happened. My son still talks about this. Like, scream. Everything goes quiet. I scream across the court, Joshua, you ever do that again? You will never play this game ever again, or you apologize for that. Holy crap. And then I'm like, was that me? Everything remained quiet in that gymnasium.
There wasn't a clap or a
awful.
cheer or anything.
Oh, I felt like such an idiot. However, I think that was an important thing to do. As my wife said, couldn't you have waited until after the game to do it?
Well,
Nope.
think of the effect it had on him.
I think
he
it
never
did.
did that again.
Yeah, I think it did. I hope it did, anyway. I hope it didn't have a bad effect. Who knows? He'll talk about it at my funeral.
That's why he doesn't play basketball anymore.
That's right. That was the end of basketball. It's all over there. I just wanted him to realize his height was not going to help him in basketball. He was made to be a wrestler. He should have wrestled. Got a break. Hold on tight. We'll come right back at WIBX.